Hey, what's up guys, it's Disturbed, and today I'm going to be going over a few ways that you can prepare for 1.4, and I'm also just going to be giving a little bit of speculation on when I think 1.4 is going to be releasing. Again, none of this is concrete, but I'm just going to be giving speculation. But before I get into it, I just want to quickly mention that I am still doing farming and building services. So let's say that you want me to farm some gear for you so that you're ready for when 1.4 comes out, or you just want me to make a build since you already have that gear that will work perfectly and like translate amazingly right when 1.4 releases so you don't have to really worry about it. I can definitely do that. So if you're interested, just email me at DisturbedMods@gmail.com and we can discuss everything on there. But if you're not interested in that, that's perfectly fine. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So first, I'm just going to be talking about when I think 1.4 will actually be released, and then I'll go over a few ways you can prepare for that. So just due to the fact that the PTS ends this Monday, I'm willing to bet money that 1.4 is going to release on the 27th of October, which would be next week, Thursday. The reason I say this is because all updates prior to this one have come out at the very end of the month. So for example, 1.3 came out on the 24th of August or something like that, and they always just want to stretch it as much as they can, and they just say it comes out this month, but then it always ends up coming out the very last week of that month so that they can cram everything into it. And there are still a few things that they need to work on before 1.4 can be released, so it definitely makes sense for them to take a little bit more time to work on it. There is a possibility that they release 1.4 this Thursday, which would explain them closing the PTS this Monday, but I just think they close the PTS this Monday because they've gathered enough information from it and they don't want to just have it going on and on and on up until the day it comes out. And I don't think they would, be releasing it this Thursday because, like I said, there are a few things that they still need to work on beforehand. And if they are going to release it that soon, I feel as if they would have told us at least like a week prior to it coming out, just because they want to build hype and get people ready and whatnot, and they wouldn't just say, oh, it came out today like randomly. That doesn't really make sense. And they always tell us everything on Thursdays, which is when State of the Game comes out, and the next, it wouldn't just come out the next Thursday. So it's definitely going to come out the 27th. At least that's the way I see it. I'm pretty damn sure. So if it does end up coming out on the 27th, that gives us a little under 2 weeks to prepare, which is actually more than enough time. In terms of preparation, I'd just say the most important thing to do is just farm a bunch of gear, honestly. In 1.4, a lot of the gear sets have been changed drastically though, so chances are your sentry build that you're using right now in 1.3 is not going to translate into 1.4 very well. It's probably going to be pretty horrible. This is just because gear sets in 1.4 are just drastically different, and you do prioritize things differently. So for example, you prioritize armor on everything over anything else. I'll probably talk about this in a later video, but just for an example, you prioritize armor over anything else on gear rolls. So if you have like knee pads right now with crit damage on them that you can't re-roll off, you're pretty much screwed, and you're going to need knee pads with armor because that's 1,000 armor, and 1,000 armor is a huge amount of armor, and like if you don't have that, you don't have enough damage mitigation. At least that's the way it is right now. So I'd say just farm gear that you know that you use in 1.4 and you'll be perfectly fine. Now if you're curious on what gear sets you think will be good for you in 1.4, Marco Style made a fantastic video going in depth with every single gear set, so definitely make sure to check that out, but it is rather lengthy. Or you can just watch the 2 videos that I made giving my opinion on which gear sets I think are viable for PvE and PvP at the moment. If you just want more concise information, I just quickly go over every single gear set and just say which ones I think are the best for PvE and PvP. I'll link all those videos in the description. So if you want to figure out what gear you should farm for, feel free to check any of those videos out. Also, if you don't know exactly what gear rolls you're going to need and you want to be able to formulate your build before 1.4 comes out, you just want to get all the gear put on so you don't have to worry about it, I just say just look up some 1.4 builds that you can try to copy for when it comes out, or you can, get me to do the build service if you want. But if you don't want to, just, you can just look up some videos on maybe YouTube, maybe some Reddit forums. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff. Or I myself might even make a couple videos before the PTS ends just showing some 1.4 builds I've made. I've just kind of been apprehensive of doing that because I was worried that things are going to get changed, and it's still possible that they are. So I was kind of worried of making a build video and then having that be completely irrelevant. But if people want to see that, just please let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely make sure to do that, because I haven't really been, that's the main reason I haven't really been uploading, is because I don't want to make an in-depth video about snipers and then have the SVD getting nerfed, and then that just completely destroys my whole argument. So yeah. But besides just farming for gear, I'd say stack up on credits as well. DZ funds and normal credits are just amazing right now because the vendors often sell like god roll high-end items, and it's worth it to check those every single week. I will be making weekly restock videos on that, by the way. But the downside is that they cost a shitload of credits. Like for one weapon, I think it was like 800,000 normal credits. So having a bunch of credits to spare is great. Also, you're going to be re-rolling new gear all of the time, and we all know RNGs, this is pretty damn evil, so you might end up spending like a few million credits just rolling gear over and over and over again. So it's better to be safe than sorry and just save up a bunch of DZ funds and a bunch of normal credits. Beyond that, you also want to make sure that your Phoenix credit capped as well, which is 2,000 Phoenix credits, because you'll probably be rolling a lot of the new weapons that you'll be getting too, just to get different talents, because a lot of the weapon talents have been changed, and you might even be buying some blueprints or gear with your Phoenix credits, so just make sure to get capped. But I mean, if you just farm normally and sell the garbage gear you get, you'll definitely have saved up a crap load of funds in Phoenix credits, so basically you just want to farm a lot. Another thing that's worth mentioning is just stack up on weapon mods as well. Weapon mods get drastically changed in 1.4, and I'm not entirely sure on how they transfer over, but some weapon mods just suck complete ass and others are way better. So again, it's just way better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, all you really need to do is just farm for like an hour a day, or probably even less than that, and you'll be perfectly fine for when 1.4 releases. And if you're not fine, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can just farm when 1.4 comes out, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.